before anything, I just wanted to make clear there's something else that it's very personal with me. Why the interview is in English, because I've been confronted with that in many places. I think it's important you know that what happens with me is that I know what my strengths are and what are my weaknesses. My strengths is definitely design and art and all creative field, but languages is not really my thing. And so if you know a little bit of the left brain and right brain, then you understand. And actually that a comparison, I gave it to the kids in prison. And that's always my intro. And when I say that, they have such a relief, because when I show them graphically that people who operate on the left brain are different, completely different, it's not that we're dumb, the right ones, but we are creative, so we think differently. Our way of
you think
learning.
In concepts, you think in colors.
We think in textures.
Yes. That's so good.
So it's very important. So you can see the relief on the pressure, because many times the kids in prison think, oh, we are not good enough because, I don't know how I made it into, I did something like equally to VWO, so it was the highest, it was science. I don't remember anything of numbers and figures and chemistry. I don't know how I passed. It's like, I don't remember. Ask my husband. He can testify. However, you tell me, what was that color 20 years ago? And I'll tell you, it was this and this and that. And it happened then, and the light was striking this way. So we think differently.
I think, Isaki, Kiko, Claudia, Tabisano, assim na importante. Mas sobre mim, quer que nós temos que chegar a lugar que mira nos honra e respeitar quem cada pessoa está. E Kiko nata trece na mesa de uma forma única de tá. Eigenlijk tem assim na hobby tipo de inteligência. E não solamente IQ. Esta EQ, inteligência emocional, inteligência espiritual, inteligência física, gente não está bom de deporte, etc, etc. Tem sim hobby tipo de inteligência e me quer comunidade, bisa culto, tá uno que tá realizar cultura e diferente tipo de inteligência que nós podemos reconhecer. Kiko nanta e doon na lugar de valor. So I understand what you're saying, and that is really powerful. So if you were, because you have passion projects, you not only have Artesano, a very successful business, but you also have Artesano Foundation.
Yes.
What does Artesano Foundation do?
So this is what I was trying to explain you about the two, remember? So that's why the Coco Chanel and the Mother Teresa came to place. And when it was actually a secret now everything makes sense. The moment 9 years ago we started with a foundation, and then it was like, whoa, aha moment. That was like, oh, that's why I've been having these two push that I thought they were contrary to each other, but actually they are exactly one unit. So what happens with Artesano is that we have a heart for, actually I sat many years ago with Ellen van der Waal. She did this study about criminology, and I asked her with delinquency with the youth in Aruba. And I asked her, listen, is this only theory or is it real? Because I'm going to get into this. I'm going to plunge into this story. I need to know if it's real or not, because otherwise it's going to be my neck. And she told me, totally, Claudia, this is the story. And it's increasing. And if we don't take action, this is becoming very serious.
But what's the story?
The story is that there's a connection, there's an evidence in these studies that kids that have dropped out of school, so talking back about the intelligence and the creative, kids who have dropped out of school, very soon they drop into the judicial system. And then they enter into this revolving door. So no wonder we have
criminal behavior that becomes cyclical in their lives.
So another example, I would be standing in prison and I would be giving cards and we say goodbye and bye-bye, and then within 2 weeks, the same kid is in the window outside when we are entering for class, hitting the window like, hey, teacher, I'm back. We're like, we just give you a card. So it is real, the connection. And so going back.
So what do you do with the foundation?
So what we do in the foundation is, so after that conversation with Ellen 9 years ago, we've been a studio on wheels. So we go give vocational training in the arts, which is my strength, arts and design, and going to places like prison. Definitely my soft spot is the youth in prison, because I believe youth need a new enter into community in a decent way. And so youth, rehab centers, curatele, which is sent, and also the homeless. We were what people call the ambulatory addicts.
Yeah.
I hate that word, so I don't even use it.
Yes.
But so what we do is to go give lessons, vocational training. That's what we've been doing all these years. But the plan is, so now after a year back, what we do is that we finally have a center. So the program is we teach them where they are at in the arts.
So whether they're in prison, whether they're in a rehab center,
in rehab, or in Loc House. And so we've been doing that for more than 4 years in Loc, twice a week. And so actually many people ask me, where have you been? It's like they don't see me I'm in the hood. I'm not in the
I'm in the hood. I'm not dressed like this in the hood.
Like this in the hood. This is not appropriate. But yes, so people
so wait a minute. So you teach them about art and then what?
And so it is basically a twofold. It's social enterprise. I teach them vocational trainings, and so then they can start producing, and then we can start selling. So that's the whole.
Which also helps them financially.
It's financial,
so they can be sustainable.
Sustainable, but also dignifying.
Yeah,
I think
so
dignity.
Good.
We need dignity.
Wow, that is so good, Claudia.
So that's and so if you ask me what is what is my heart, I think it's important that we pay attention. It's like that's a nice papelento word, pagatino. We have to pay attention that we live in these bubbles, pretending that everything is fine.
Yeah.
Everybody pretends that it's fine because, of course, that is my take. This is a designer take. We have become we are very close to the tourism, so we are all in this move. And it's like we grew very fast, and it's like we left some of the values behind.
Yeah,
so
it's true.
It's like everybody's running to pretend, but then when you see the situation at home, it's really challenging.
It's devastating.
It's devastating
in many areas.
And the stories I get to hear, it is basically our policies. We don't ask anything to anybody, but it is just because of relationship. People start sharing things.
Of course.
So it's
the student begins to trust you as the teacher.
Yes.
They open their heart.
They open their hearts.
And you have an opportunity to hear their story.
To hear the story.
And then you realize that nobody chooses to wake up in the morning and says, I'm going to be a criminal. That's my dream in life.
No,
nobody does that.
Not. Exactly.
And there are reasons why young people end up either in drugs or in criminal behavior, etc. And understanding that and realizing that arts is a powerful motivation, also in their own process.
And exactly. So what we do is that we are not art therapy. So many times I tell them, I'm a tough love. I think the training with my 40 children, they are all boys. I mean, young adults. So I have a tough love. I'm not very.
I get that.
So I would say we are not here in therapy. Move it. We are producing. We are producing. But of course, naturally, there is the byproduct of the arts is that it creates therapy. It's a byproduct.
That is so good.
You know, how many times we have heard the line that says, wow, teacher, I didn't know I could do this.
Sure. And that's powerful where people discover what their own potential is. And I think it triggers them to want more.